What is happening, YouTubians? I hope you're doing well and welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, hey Siri, how many days until October the 3rd?
It's 99 days until then.
We are officially under 100 days out. We're 99 days out of the first show. Going pretty fast the first 3 weeks of prep. Things are going well. Weight's coming off, which is great to see. But today I'm going to do a full day of eating. Show you guys exactly what I'm eating. It is a rest day. It's a Sunday here in Victoria. I just jumped off the treadmill, did my 35 minutes of cardio, but it is getting late. It's almost 11 o'clock now, and I haven't eaten my first meal of the day. So let's get straight into it. So I actually needed to make a couple of calorie and meal plan adjustments since the last grocery haul that I did. Calories did get dropped a little bit. So a couple of the items have been switched out. They've been replaced with other things in order to keep me a lot fuller for a lot longer. So with meal number one, the smoked salmon and cream cheese bagel is now out. It has now been replaced with like your typical bodybuilder style meal. So what we're doing now is we've got some oats. We've got some natural peanut butter. We've got some frozen mixed berries. And last but not least, we've got some hydrolyzed Primabolics ISO ripped protein powder. Now, I have heard a lot of good things about the Primabolics protein. The flavors are really good, I've been told. So I decided to pick up the chocolate hazelnut flavor. Don't know if you can see that. The chocolate hazelnut flavor, and I can highly recommend this one. It tastes really, really good. Makes my oats very, very enjoyable, that's for sure. So if you are in the market for a new protein powder, especially to mix with your oats, get your hands on this one. Tastes really, really good. So let's whip it all together. So while that's cooking, I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a prep update, tell you where I'm sitting at the moment. So I weighed in this morning at about 90.5, which is a total of about 5 kilos lost in 3 weeks, which is so good to see. I know that it isn't all body fat. I know majority of it is water weight. But because my body has responded so well since starting prep, I know all the hard work that I put into my off season paid off because I'm starting at a great position. My body's so responsive to the drop in calories and the increase in cardio. Everything's just going well. Everything's going the way that was planned, which is so good to see. But I'm not getting ahead of myself. I know that there is still 99 days of work to go until the first show. So I'm not going to drop off anytime soon. But it's so good to see visual changes in my physique as well. Abs are starting to come out a bit more. So yeah, pretty happy with where we're sitting. But the microwave just went off. Time to eat. Put some protein in my meal. And yeah, time to scoff it down. A little tip for you guys, and something that I like to do is when the oats come out of the microwave, the first thing that I always add are the mixed berries, the frozen mixed berries for that matter. And the reason why I like to do that is because it cools the oats down very, very fast. Now, if you guys have experienced it before, if you put protein straight into a hot food such as oats, it does tend to curdle. A lot of proteins don't do well with high temperatures. So putting the berries in first, it quickly cools the oats down so that when the protein does go in, the chance of it curdling is minimal and you'll be able to enjoy the meal without the curdled protein. Alright, so meal number one's all ready to go. I'll put the macros for this meal right here so you guys can see exactly the amount of calories and macros that are in it. But now this is something I look forward to every single Sunday. I don't really get the chance to do it during the week. I'm up early in the morning doing my cardio, straight to work. But I like sitting down on the Sunday and just chucking on some YouTube on the TV. Now what I'm currently watching is someone that you guys all probably know, especially if you are into health and fitness. We've got the legend himself. So yeah, I like chucking some bodybuilding stuff on the TV while I'm eating my meals. Keep me on track, keep my head sane, keep me motivated. Because I know as things get deeper into prep, even though motivation is high, sometimes just watching someone like Chris or Christian Guzman or any sort of, Josh Bridgman is another one that I like watching. Just watching them, as a lot of these guys are currently prepping at the same time as what I do. Usually their shows are later on in the year. I know C-Bum's doing the Olympia at the end of the year. Bridgman has a couple of shows coming up too. So seeing them go through similar things to what I am keeps me on track, keeps me motivated, keeps me pushing hard in the gym as well, in and out of the gym for that matter. So I'm going to sit back, watch these guys, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next meal. So I have been a little bit lazy today. I watched a little bit too much YouTube and I'm running behind on my steps. Now, you can probably hear what's happening. I'm walking on the spot, and this is one of the investments or one of the purchases that I made and I mentioned in the last video. Hadn't arrived yet, but it finally is here now. So now the days of me walking in the rain, walking in the cold, just to make sure I'm hitting my steps are officially over. Now, as I have got myself a brand new walking pad. The beauty about this thing is that it's set up in my room. So whenever I need to hit steps, or if I'm running behind, before I go to bed, I've got absolutely no excuses. In the past and with previous preps, I would always walk up and down the hallway, walk up and down the kitchen, walk around in circles, do whatever I needed to do to make sure that my steps were hit by the end of the day. Even if that meant having to go for a walk around the street at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, whatever time it may be, just to make sure that those step targets were hit. Now with this thing set up in my room, before I go to bed, if I look at my watch and I'm running below or running behind my step target, switch it on, jump on here, make sure those steps are done, and I've got absolutely no excuse. So if you're someone who struggles to hit your steps every day, something like this could be a great investment for you, especially if you are prepping, and not even for prep. If you're just someone that wants to make sure that you are moving more, get yourself one of these. You can slide it under the bed, slide it under the couch. Doesn't matter if your house is big, small, if you live in an apartment block, this thing doesn't take up too much room. So definitely make the investment in one of these if you do want to be accountable to your step target. So meal number 2 today was not something that I would typically have every single day. Usually from Monday to Sunday, I am following a structured meal plan that I have created for myself based on the calories and the macro targets that I need to hit. But once a week, I do like to go to dinner with my partner just to make things still seem normal. Because let's be honest, when you're dieting or when you're going through a bodybuilding phase, there are a lot of sacrifices that do come along with that. And if that means having to, not go to birthday parties, maybe not go clubbing, maybe not go, maybe not be able to have dinner with your family and your friends, or even your partner for that matter, but life just isn't the same as normal when you are in a comp prep phase. So this is why I like to set aside one day a week where I'm able to go out for dinner or lunch with my partner, still make sure that I am on track as I'm still counting and tracking the calories and the macros in those meals that I'm eating. But it just gives you some sort of normality when doing this. So as you saw today, me and my partner went to Guzman y Gomez. They actually just opened one right near my house, which is super, super convenient. And we actually discovered this meal last week when going there. Now, me and my partner like to check the menus before we go anywhere, just to make sure that there are things that I can eat. But my partner is super, super supportive. And every time we go to these places, she'll make sure that she kind of has the same thing as what I do, just so I don't feel like I'm missing out, or I don't get tempted with eating other things like chips, burritos, cakes, pizzas, all that sort of stuff. So what we got was the grilled chicken salad with extra chicken breast, and then a side of 2 soft shell grilled chicken tacos. Now let me tell you, these things taste incredible, and the calories on these are so incredibly low that I could almost eat these every single day and still stay on track with my diet. These things were so good that me and my partner actually went to a shopping center yesterday. We planned to do an activity because that's also something that we like to do every single week, whether it be a movie. Yesterday we went to go play mini golf, go to an arcade to play some games there. So it's just something that we like to do just to, keep me sane, keep our relationship strong, because I know for a lot of relationships, prep can be very difficult for a lot of couples. So that's just something that we like to do just to make sure our relationship stays strong the whole way through prep. But yeah, so we went to Guzman y Gomez in High Point, which is in Australia for all you non-Australians watching. And unfortunately, they were temporarily closed, and that ripped my heart into pieces because I was so looking forward to it. And then there was nothing really else open that I could have tracked. There was a burger place, there was La Porchetta, there was San Churros, which is a churros place. Thankfully, there was a Nando's that was open where I was able to get some chicken, some rice, and a garden salad. But it just didn't hit the same as what that Guzman y Gomez did. It just hit hard. That's all, it just hit hard. But hey, I was able to redeem myself today and I got it today, so I was super happy with that. But now on to meal 3. I'm just gonna show you what it is. So I was so hungry that I actually forgot to talk while I was eating meal 3. But as you saw, this one's a little special to me because as an Italian, I mean, I grew up eating a lot of Italian food. So I tried to kind of keep that sort of twist in my meal plan. So as you saw, it was rice with bolognese sauce and peas with a bit of cheese on it. Now this one is close to my heart because my mum used to give me this as a kid all the time. So it's basically, I like to call, it's an arancini that isn't fried, basically. It's the filling of an arancini. And I use my nonna sauce when cooking it. I have made some tweaks to it though. Back in the day, mum would have used a high fat mince. She would have used a whole heap of olive oil. Whereas now I've tweaked it to make it with the lower fat mince and just use cooking spray rather than drizzle oil into the pan. But it's super tasty. It's a great recipe for you guys to try out if you do like your bolognese. Because spaghetti is higher in carbs as opposed to rice. Obviously when you portion out rice, you can kind of determine how many grams you can have to fit your calories, but it is a great little dish. Doesn't feel like diet food. What I'm going to do actually, I'm going to put the macros right here for you so you can check out the recipe that I use, maybe implement it into your meal plan too. But that was meal 3. We've got one more meal to go today, so when that time comes around, I'll show you what it is. Alright guys, last meal for the day is about to go down and it is a little bit of a sweeter one. I am a little bit of a sweet tooth, so I can't end the night on something savory. So what I've got in here is 60 grams of rice flour. If you're from overseas, it's called cream of rice, and it's basically just granulated jasmine rice. So what I do is I put some water in it, chuck in the microwave until it's like a sludge-like consistency. Chuck a scoop of protein in there, and then the final touch is this little pot of high protein chocolate pudding. So that will round out my night. I'll chuck the macros just there. So my totals for today were 2,669 calories, hit a total of 219 protein, 256 carb and 76 fat. That's what I'm currently eating on my rest days. So I'm gonna wrap this one up. Thank you so much for staying to the end. Make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Stay up to date with everything I'm doing this prep, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you are one of the first to get notified when I do upload videos in the future. So thanks again, and we'll see you soon.